Hey guys, I made myself a monk. I was gonna wait until the Flesh Doom quest was out, but I was getting kinda antsy, and I just figured, what the hell, I'll go ahead and start it early, and if I get busy, then the quest should be out once I get to that point in the game. Um, as for why I chose a monk, basically it went through a lot of changes recently, and I just thought that I needed to kind of understand that class a little bit more than the other ones. I played Paladin, Mage, and Assassin somewhat extensively, so I sort of know them, but the other ones I kind of just know from other players and what they tell me, and like what I see on Tungle. As to whether I like the class, though I haven't really played it too much in the Hell, I've only really played it in multiplayer. But whenever you play it in multiplayer, you're always just trying to catch up to the next, like the next people that are online. So I think mine in multiplayer was like level 37, but it wasn't built properly. It had like no vitality, and the stat requirements and everything was different when it was made. So it's not like fair to make my assessment based on that. After watching a few people do playthroughs and just word on the forum, I think I'm gonna try, I guess you could call it the gradual way to make your character. So I'd usually go 5 into one point and then 5 into another point. This time I might do like 1, 1, 2, 2, something like that every time I level up. I don't really like to do the 1, 1, 2, 2 because then when you find a really good unique that you want to fit into, it takes that much longer to get there. So sometimes I'll even save some points just so that I can wear something right when I find it. But I think it'll be a little bit less frustrating that way. Other people, they don't seem to die a whole lot when they do their playthroughs. When I went through with my mage, I was dying like all the time, and honestly that's just kind of what made me frustrating in Doom, because you go to do a quest and it takes you half an hour and then you just make one little slip up and you gotta start it all over. So with this class and the damage reduction that it got, hopefully that won't be the story. Also, I'm kind of busy for the next week or two, so it kind of doesn't make sense for me to start this video right now. I probably should have waited a week, but I grew kind of impatient and I figured I can just release this with the other ones instead of a week early. As for self-found items, Shimmering Shrine. Okay, I think that's just mana. Yeah. I still have all my uniques, but I'd prefer not to use them if I don't have to. Maybe if it's like a specific quest that, you know, you need a lot of lightning resist, I might use one, but hopefully I won't have to like use them as a crutch. Single player is kind of made so that you progress with what you find. Really no reason to make yourself all that ultimate. And the way to play this will be a whole lot different than how I played my other character. Last character, I pretty much just did the mushroom quest to nauseam. There's really no sense in it. Well, there was because I kind of thought that the character would last forever, and it sort of did, but as soon as I got to Doom, I just ended up using my other mage character. But this one could be reset at any moment, so just play every day like it's my last. I don't think I'll need a bow right away. Might be overconfident to think that, but I don't know. There's lots of tools like the Arcane's Valor to get me through, so hopefully not. But I should like this class. I mean, when I think of the classes that I don't like, I'd say it's probably Gladiator. Just because you can't really do anything except have better stats than the monsters. So if you have like sick armor and like tons of damage, lifesteal, it's perfect because you don't have to like go to town for potions or anything. You don't have to worry about casting walls, monster resistances. But it also means that like when you're beat, you're pretty much beat. I mean, there's smart ways to play, no doubt, but it's a lot less about that and more about your stats, it feels like. Assassin, I was like, it's sort of fun because you crit so heavily, and it's nice to see the damage pull through, but it takes so long to get to the end game that I kind of just got stuck in limbo. And I think I just played the mage for so long that eventually that's all I really like to play. It could be coincidence that I just happen to like find the class I like to play, but maybe habit does have something to do with that. I guess there's not really a sense in holding on to 10 points. Another way to build the character that I thought would probably be a decent way is just to go like a little bit heavier into vitality. That way, you know, you've always got that cushion, that little extra life so you don't get surprised on quests. And with the new reward system for the quest being like 20 elixirs of your main stat, on I think Indariel in Doom, would really help if I didn't have to go back and look for just vitality elixirs or shrines. Not that they're any more rare than dexterity elixirs, but I feel like I can just get dexterity with doing quests this time around. Actually, I could back up a lot, but at this point, probably just better to get the damage out there, try and get some splash damage going. I was thinking of Iron Manning this just at the start, just like pretty much go until I can't go anymore. But it didn't really seem feasible because I don't really have Identify. Or maybe I do. No, this takes 10 magic, so that kind of throws my game off a little bit. Before I'd always kind of rush the first 20, just so I could get like Book of Town Portal or like Town Portal Relics. I just hate having to walk to town, but it's kind of redundant. It's just a waste of stat points. Kind of forget if this guy's like overpowered or not. It's not too bad. I might not have the damage. Maybe I should have went dexterity a bit more. Just for some high pop damage. Man, that guy took that cape all the way down. I'm probably dead now then. Aw, fuck off. Let's see. It's kind of a waste to just come all the way back down in one level, but whatever. Something I'd like to do on this run through is get all the quests done, but on every difficulty, if possible. I always used to love how the quests would change over difficulties, and I guess it has become something that Mortar's done with more than one quest. So I really look forward to seeing the differences. It might just kind of make horror a little bit, I guess, slow, because I'll be doing probably some lower level quests that I'm ahead of on the curve. So maybe it won't be much of a challenge, but I'd like to see the differences. There we go. Town Portal. I tried the OBS software that some people suggested on the forum, and it seems like a great program. Like a lot of other people had success with it, but I just can't get it to go. I don't really know what's going on. Like I read all online, basically the same question as me. Like, why does it give you a black screen when you create and watch your videos back? But I tried everything and it didn't work, so fraps it is. Book of Town Portal, that's sweet. With the new affixes, at least from what I saw and heard, maximum magic should be plus 40, so books should come very easily. It might be rectified, books might have a higher requirement to make up for it, which I think is fair. Probably shouldn't be having gladiators or paladins that can get level 15 teleport. It would sort of take the balance out of some uniques. But it's kind of a good thing because so many items for the mage were kind of hindered because you didn't want to go over the maximum capacity for plus magic. The only ones that really could are like the Rod of the Blood Shaman because it required 250 magic to use, or 255. So it's just so high that if someone could reach that, then it doesn't matter if they get like, you know, plus 150 magic or something. Oh, there we go.
Where would I put this?
One of the things I'm not a fan of is always going to the door. It's something I guess you sort of don't do at the start of the game. You get flustered and you're just out in the open and you try and do all this fancy stuff and you just get wrecked. But then later you're like, okay, go back to the door, make a firewall, make a, you know, a lightning wall, and just sit back there and stay safe. On my mage, I like to do it the other way. I like to use it when you need it, like on huge mobs of bosses, or like the crypt where you can't kill things that quickly. But I like to just kind of stay out in the open because it keeps everything fresh. You know, you always got to dodge something. You can always warp somewhere. It just keeps it fast-paced. Comes off as like stupid gameplay because, you know, it's obviously safer to just stand behind the wall or go to the doorway, but I don't know. When you play a certain way for a while, I guess you're always trying to do something either funner or more of like a challenge, I guess. For Monk, it'll probably be level 2 Firewall and Lightning Wall. I think that's when they actually get some decent duration to them, where I could actually, you know, rely on them. But could be a good cape. Has 6 armor, that's pretty good I think for capes. Oh, I am very wrong on that. Could have swore they only had like 1 AC. Well, some of them at least. I don't really know the shrine name system yet, so that'll be good though. A lot of times you go through hell to pretty much get a shrine that you don't need. Or they're basically the shrines that take away one of every stat point. It just sort of like, it can kill you when you're trying to fumble in your inventory, flicking around items just so you can wear them again, but hopefully that won't happen again once I find out the name of them. I'd like to make use of the starter skill, but I'm not really sure how effective it is. I was thinking if 3 enemies were heading towards me at about the same speed, and I didn't really have a bow yet, maybe I could use the starter skill, just telekinesis 1, keep it back, until at least the other 2 get to me. I deal with one of the 2 or both of them, then I don't have 3 enemies on me. Sounds good in theory, but maybe in practice no good. Lots of shrines. Very nice. The stat requirements for monks are kind of foreign to me. I don't really know what I need. Like, at certain stages, I don't know, like, you know, light males are going to require me to have an X amount of dexterity and strength. So I'm kind of just going at it 1 or 2 apiece, but there's no rhyme or reason to it right now. Just kind of balancing it out. More light staffs. I suppose I could go back and identify all this stuff. I have the gold to identify it. I just remember all the stuff that I identified on like level 1 and 2 being like really fucking garbage. Almost not worth the trip. But of all this garbage, there may be 1 decent piece. I really should have put my cat outside before this video started. But do I think this character is going all the way to Doom? Likely not. It might go there, but I don't think it'll be my be-all end-all. If the perk system comes into play, you know, maybe in a few months, even just the start of it, I am kind of a... I don't want to say completionist, because I'm not, but like, if there's more to increasing my character on a permanent level, then I'm pretty much going to do it. I mean, I already spent the time to make a character level 50 and grinded mushroom for how many fucking hours. Least I can do is, you know, do it once and do it right. But the good thing about it, and the attitude going into it, is to not reset like, don't give characters the chance to just get the points, or what are they called? retroactively get the perk points. So you'd have to actually make the characters again, which I think is honestly a good thing. The character system, it's improving, and little changes here and there make the whole process smoother. There's been some complaints about like, level 35 to 40 being a little bit long. But on the other hand, the whole game is pretty long. It just kind of depends what you like. If you don't like a character, yeah, it's gonna seem like it's fucking long. Even if you have all the time in the world, it's just... Wow. Cat knocked over the pitcher. Clean it up in a few minutes, I guess. But yeah, with a system like perks, then you have, you can make a few characters, and you'd actually want to make a few characters because, say with Mage, you have one that focuses primarily on just more mana, and then you could have a more defensive one, maybe a more utility one. Okay, now monsters are starting to hit harder. But yeah, so I might not make like 3 monks per se, or definitely not 3 gladiators, but I could see myself making like 3 mages.
Cannot carry anymore.
Perhaps it's time to go to town. I don't think I'm gonna stash any of these potions. I've already got a really cluttered stash as it is. Just drop them on the ground. I don't think anything too surprising that, is irreversible is gonna happen this early on, so not a huge deal.
Hello, my friend.
I do the jewelry. I'm not sure about the other things. Ooh. I didn't even know you could get DFE on staffs. That's pretty nice. Couldn't identify this one though.
Hello, my friend.
Oh no, I could.
I cannot carry anymore.
I don't think there's a whole lot of resistances at the start to fire and stuff because the